Everyone loves having a controller on their team, especially one that knows what they're doing. If this is your main role, having a solid understanding of the agent you're playing is crucial to creating an environment in which your team can thrive. That's what I'm going to help you with today, by going through each agent and giving you one important tip that can take your controller skills to the next level. I'm Chill, and let's get into it. Let's start with my personal favorite controller agent, Astra. When playing Astra, communicating effectively when using her abilities is crucial to your team's success in a match. Now, in order to do this in a solo queue ranked match, you'll need to be very vocal and keep a sharp eye on your minimap. Since Astra heavily relies on team play and communication to be effective, watching your minimap when you need to activate a star is important. Here's a quick example. Say you're playing on Pearl positioned on A site, but the enemy is rushing down B long. While rotating, you want to watch the minimap so you know exactly when to activate your smoke or gravity well based on the info your team is gathering. You can ask your B teammates to let you know when they're close to site, activate your smoke, and let them know when you're about to activate your well. Without effective communication and use of the minimap, Astra's strength as a controller is severely diminished. Next up, we have everyone's favorite boomer, Brimstone. Brim is a relatively straightforward controller that most players can figure out relatively quickly. One thing controller players may lack is aggression on attack. After your smokes go down and you take site with your teammates, you may be tempted to slow things down and hold an angle to defend against the retake. In some situations, this may be correct, but since you're out of smokes, your role as a controller has essentially expired. That being the case, you should consider taking space or going on the offensive with a teammate. You'll often see pros and high-ranked players get aggressive in the post plant after their utility is exhausted, like this clip from one of Zom's ranked games. You'll notice he's keeping up the pace of the push to back site since his smokes allow for control of that entire back area. His teammates throw utility into the spawn door, and Zoms continues his push with his teammate. In these situations, you almost want to switch your mindset into that of a duelist after you run out of smokes on attack. You can get useful info for your team, trade with your teammates, and take control of the round. Omen's blind is one of the best vision denial abilities in the game because of how much space it covers and how effective it is when combined with a duelist's movement ability. In order to get the most out of Omen's blind, you want to throw it in a way that hits as many enemies or angles as possible. One example of this is on A-Site Ascent. Playing behind dice allows for this very strong blind when attackers execute onto site. When moving through the choke, there's nowhere to dodge the blind and can set up Omen and a teammate for the freest kills. The same type of blind can be thrown from the dice position on B-Site Fracture. Back on Ascent, when retaking B, you want to cover multiple angles with your blind. So throwing your blind diagonally either from the lane or spawn side can set your team up for a successful retake. Here's another quick Zoms clip of this idea. One more quick tip on Omen's blind. Sometimes you'll be blinding an area that is at a different elevation to where you're blinding from. In order to make sure the blind isn't too high or too low, you can ping the area you are blinding on the minimap, making sure it hits its target. One clear example of this is on split from sewers to top of ramp. As Viper, having smokes that you can instantly pop at any time can really help your teammates when you're not playing on a site. There's a strong setup that demonstrates this concept on Pearl. You can use this poison orb lineup to have a smoke at the A main choke, and this wall at B. As long as you have teammates watching mid, then these two smokes are very valuable. You can mix up your setups if you need to adjust to the attacker's strategy, but generally speaking, you can cover a lot of ground with Viper's utility, so spreading it out can be really annoying for the attackers to deal with. If you're one of the 5 harbor mains out there in the wild, you probably already know this, but if you're new to the agent, this can help you with that high tide placement. The more vertically you aim Harbor's high tide, the slower the wall will move across the map. Check out the difference between this wall aiming horizontally and this wall aiming at about a 45-degree angle. You'll notice the line on the minimap travels more slowly, allowing for more precise placement. This can come in handy if you need to get the wall on the edge of a rafter's position or areas of verticality that are narrow. Just be careful you don't look up too high or your high tide will become a low tide. And that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see from me next. Subscribe for more guides like this one and check out this one next for more. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.